One way or the other, we are all ignorant to a degree. The issue of data centers is no exception. The real question is what illusions do exist regarding data centers. I carefully read Gary Weisenbaker's column, Data Centers Done Right Can Work for Georgia in February. Also look closely at a recent column by PCS Chair Jason Shaw, Georgia Does It Right with Data Centers. While I must disagree with certain assertions made by these individuals, there's one statement I believe we can agree on. Data centers and AI are here to stay, just as computers are. Non-citizens against data centers are not anti-growth, as some may believe. We are against the lack of smart growth, the lack of transparency, and the lack of communication. Thus far, if we have not received a response from the Lowndes County Board of Commissioners regarding our request to impose a moratorium and to form a committee of citizens and government officials to work on the question of data centers together. The question is why? You know by now what our major concerns are, so we'll not repeat them. However, allow me to focus on two issues today. What economic reality is Jason Shaw referring to in his recent column? He mentions an analysis by the University of Georgia without providing the actual source. He then speaks of the creation of tens of thousands of jobs and billions of dollars in economic output statewide, without differentiating between temporary and permanent jobs, and without acknowledging the fact that the Georgia Department of Audit and Accounts revealed in January that numbers for the actual production and economic value coming from data centers are inflated. The handout you just received was created by the well-respected Food and Water Watch group, a Washington, D.C.-based NGO. It is titled, Artificial Jobs, the Illusion of Big Tech Data Centers Employment Claims. To quote from its conclusion, while the data center industry would like to promote its development as a boon to local communities, we show that the actual job record of data centers is remarkably dismal. Add to this a recent assessment by Good Jobs First, a national policy resource center that promotes corporate and government accountability in economic development. Based on their research, Georgia is expected to lose about $2.5 billion of sales tax exemptions because of the data centers in the fiscal year of 2026. So what exactly is the economic reality Jason Shaw is talking about? My second point, particularly important in the context of the discussion we had earlier about water scarcity and our drought conditions. My second point for today is the issue of closed-loop cooling systems, the system DC blocks may be using. While a closed-loop cooling system uses less water than an evaporative cooling system, it does not close, as one might believe. Think of it as a gigantic car radiator, except the volume is hundreds of thousands of gallons or more. The system must be topped off occasionally, and there are blowdowns where a portion of the cooling water is removed, including contaminants like anti-corrosives, anti-scaling agents, and biocides. This is a major problem for communities and ecosystems. Why? Because water treatment facilities are often not able to handle these contaminants, so that a blowdown may simply end up in a nearby river. Clearly, we must carefully reflect on what we may be getting ourselves into. On the comments made earlier, I was paying close attention to the drought index, and we are indeed in an extreme drought condition now for some time. I've also paid close attention to the issue of global climate change as the carbon dioxide contents in the atmosphere have reached 429 parts per million. And this is going to be one of the areas where we'll be focusing on at our next town hall. So please mark your calendar for our next public town hall meeting on April 17 with experts who are not just familiar with Georgia's Public Service Commission. The town hall will also focus on the true cost of data center expansion, on consumer protection, on the question of high utility bills, despite any freezing rates we might see for a short amount of time, and the potential impact of our decisions on a topic that's been largely neglected as of late, climate change. Drought-like conditions will not be an exception. Extreme weather events will not be an exception. When we have a competition for a scarce source like water, where if we think about water restrictions, whether or not we can be watering all along, whether or not farmers have the water they need to do their job, we have to be really careful to look